All right. Good morning, good afternoon. Happy November 18th. The year is almost over, Tom. Thanksgiving is like next week, I think.
It's
It's
hard to
crazy.
believe. And we say it every year, right? It's like, the older we get, the faster the calendar moves, something like
This
that.
one's gonna fly by. Yeah, so welcome all the solarpreneurs, power warriors, power family. It is good to see you all. Like, comment, share this video recording. We have a good training today for you focused on the end of the year. Promotions, holidays, weather, ITC, communications, pipeline management, homeowner expectations, and all that good stuff as we continue on with our TPO PPA series. And we're going to cover a lot of good updates. I'm joined as always by my co host, Tom Cotter.
Good afternoon from Kansas City.
Kansas City in the house. Let us know where you're calling from in the chat. What's the weather like? Are you in your kayak in Southern California floating down the river with all the rain? What is going on? How's the weather in Illinois? Benita, the premier closer over there. All right, so let's get started as we always do with success stories. And if you can, please raise your hand, come off a mute. We want to hear some wins. Success leaves clues. Share a best practice. Um, I just mentioned that I had a $7,000 M2 hit my bank account. I'm making bigger margins and commissions these days than I ever have in my career, ever. Success story. Honestly, I really am, which is super, super exciting. I had a good homeowner presentation yesterday, last night, and I had another one this morning navigating proposals in California. So I'm super excited. Let us know what wins and successes you have in the chat.
I'll jump in with one. So I just got a message on Facebook about an hour ago that said, "Hey Tom, what company are you working with and what states are you working in? I run a solar sales team and was intrigued to see what you had going." Last night, I got this was 7:35 my time from somebody else. This was from a comment that I made on somebody else's post about what are your plans for 2026, with TPO and what are you doing in solar? So I commented about that. And then one of the other people who had commented messaged me and said, would love to hear about your virtual side of things. That's interesting. So it's, you know, Facebook, social media, when you start posting about what you're doing and what your kind of angle is in solar, so to speak, social media shows that to other people. And if it's interesting enough, they reach out. So this is all people messaging me, asking me what we have going on.
I think we're seeing that more than ever, guys and gals, that people out there, their company went under, they're not doing well, they're looking for new options, they're figuring out how to go into 2026, and they're looking for a home and a platform and a multi-state provider. And like our CEO says, we are the best at that right now. So
Yeah. Yep.
I'll share my
Definitely.
script that I put in social media pages in the chat here for you all to have. Barry, what you got?
Okay, just real quick on that install I was telling everybody about in Corona. I little piece of advice for some people: if you're having a bus installed by Southern California Edison, let your client know to let you know when that gets installed, so you can let the installer know so they can set up final inspection, because the installer will not know otherwise. And that's what I did. And as soon as that got installed, my client notified me. I notified the installer, and they immediately applied for final inspection. So that's the way to speed things up.
Thank you, Barry. Good advice. We're going to actually speak on expectation setting today, and you nailed it. Setting expectations that Edison shows up whenever they want.
Right, right.
It's not a bad thing, guys, if you know how to get ahead of it and communicate it with your customers. So thank you for that, Barry. Um, Was it Owen or Jordan Shaw that closed a PPA last night? Owen, was that you? This
Um,
25
oh,
cent 3.59?
the agreement's out, so I don't say it's signed until it's signed. But I'm pretty sure I'll get them signed today.
Fingers crossed.
That one's funny, actually. He was a renter, and we got on a meeting, and I was like, "Why the hell am I doing a meeting with the renter, not the landlord?" And he got so upset with his landlord not doing solar because he's consuming a ton of energy that him and his wife just bought a house, and then followed up with them. I mean, follow up is the key. I think I saw something on Facebook the other day just about you guys one stick closers and all that. Cool. I mean, it's cool when it happens, but if you're not following up with your clients, sales might not be for you. That's the reality.
That's right. Right on. All right. Do we have another win, success story, sale, lead, referral, ambassador, door number?
I'll share one. So I just did my first light reach in LADWP. And now that it's integrated into Vision, it was just a few clicks to compare it. It's pretty slick. I love it. But light reach on the 2.99, this was for an 8.17 kilowatt with Q-cell 430s. Light reach was $10 a month less than Good Leap. And this is no battery, in LADWP, so they still got net metering. But then yesterday found out from Rachel on Monday Forum that we've got Q-cell 410s available that we can use with light reach also. So that'll drop the price even more. And this is somebody that had a $284 a month, average electric bill, LADWP, and they're saving $100 a month, and it's still a $10,000 margin. So our pricing is just incredible.
It really is. Yeah, light reach is the non-battery solar only option for California municipalities like LADWP. They have net billing, and I recommend 130% offset minimum to break even in that utility.
Good advice there.
All right. Well, let's keep it rocking here, Tom. Take it away with the Powur perspective.
Yeah, go ahead and play that sucker. This is a good one for everybody. Listen up.
If we take renewables off the table, we are going to have a real power shortage problem.
This is the CEO of America's largest power producer saying that there could be an energy shortage in the United States.
We're projecting 450 gigawatts of demand between now and 2030.
John Ketchum is talking about the increasing energy demands on the United States grid, coming from AI, data centers, manufacturing, and electrification.
Only 75 gigawatts of that 450 pedal to metal can be satisfied by gas. That leaves 375 gigawatts that have to be satisfied by something. If it's not renewables, what is it going to be?
Right now, we simply don't have the energy capacity to meet these demands because traditional sources like gas and nuclear simply cannot get built fast enough.
The price of a gas turbine has gone up threefold just in the last 24 months. It's taking 6 to 7 years to get gas-fired generation. Nuclear is much further off.
This is what makes solar and energy storage so important. These sources made up almost 84% of new capacity added to the grid last year, and are expected to make up 3/4 of the new capacity added between now and 2030.
And if we take renewables off the table, we are going to have a real power shortage problem in this country. I fear perhaps leading in blackouts during scarcity intervals. We'll create our own reliability problem just by not having enough electrons to be able to satisfy all the demand that we see, and we'll lose the AI race. We'll lose it.
So if you go to the next slide, I want to summarize that video of what we just talked about. This is from Power World. If you were there, you may remember this slide, or if you have recently been on California Market Development Meeting, Chris and Owen like to show this every single week, and it's important. So we are here, middle of that slide, in the energy transition. Solar storage is increasing, and we are in the right spot at the right time. If you want that reel that we showed to be able to use on your social media, or send in an email or a text to anybody, I'll post it in the chat right now. You can download that. Go to the next slide for me, please, Jonathan. So why are we here? This is our vision, our mission at Powur. So know this and live this out. So our vision is to accelerate the adoption of sustainable energy worldwide. And what we are about doing is building the world's first decentralized solar and storage sales enablement and fulfillment platform that allows every member of the ecosystem, including customers, sellers, setters, installers, employees, to thrive. So again, right place, right time, despite fear that is out there in our industry and country and even our world. If you did not see the video from Jonathan Budd that he posted in Pioneers last night, I will share a link to that in the chat that you can watch later. Jonathan, back to you, buddy.
Thank you, Tom. I already beat you to it. Jonathan Budd's Facebook post. Here you guys and gals go. Did you see this? If you watched it, put a yes in the chat if you watched Jonathan's 15-minute video. And this was a result of a few, people and their feedback and emotions. And some of us are getting stressed or reacting based on deals and ITC ending, and that's partly why we're talking today about this topic. So I highly recommend you watch this video, take on some of that energy, leadership, vision, how you frame things, the energy you bring to your customers, how you think about it could be a challenge or a blessing. And I think he nailed it. So I highly encourage you to watch that video. All right, cool. A couple future trainings here. As always, look at Powur Calendar for updates. And please bear with everybody towards the end of the year. There will be market meetings and things canceled as the holidays are approaching. So if you want to look up prior trainings from this Tuesday team training on my YouTube, they're all recorded and shared except for the Good Leap one from last week. Good Leap does not like their information public on YouTube and they make me take it down. So that video right there is unlisted. And we had a good training last week with Dustin Odell from Good Leap. If you want, check out that link. Light Reach as well. Tom, do you know if we have the Light Reach Illinois event recording yet? I think someone
Yes, I will. I'll post it in the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then just the 10-year market meetings. Like every Monday, Owen Carey here runs California market meeting. I'm guessing you'll probably meet next Monday, Owen, November 24th, 10 Pacific. And then, of course, Powur Hour to build your business. Recruits, invite them to our live Monday, 5 o'clock Pacific. I believe Monday forum is canceled tomorrow, next Monday, by the way. But please,
Correct. That's correct.
But please be on the lookout. Either December 1st or December 8th will be a very important Monday operations forum with all the executives. So December 1st or December 8th, Monday, 12 o'clock, operations Monday forum. Stay tuned for which date that's going to be. And then a few updates from us here. December 2nd, we're going to have Enphase training us, talking about their new meter collar, and some of these PPA options might include Enphase going into next year. Light Reach on December 9th will be training us on here as well. Most likely in the next month, we're going to have an end of the year planning and shout outs and recognition like we do every end of the year. So we're going to set our goals and planning and hopefully have a special guest on. And then we're going to go dark for 2 weeks and come back January 6th to kick off the new year. Can you believe it? Already going into next year. All right, so a few updates here. Thanks for sharing the Light Reach recording training in the chat. So we all know that this is one of the promotions rebates till the end of the year. Whether it gets extended or not, doesn't matter. Use it as a sales tool. I know Jordan Shaw's using it a lot right now. I'm using it oftentimes as $1,000 rebate. So you can add up to a $3,000 cash rebate in your client's pockets after installation. It's an adder, so make sure you add it into your project. And then I'll go ahead and put the image in the chat. And if you haven't already, post this on your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Post something. I encourage you right now to save the image, copy the script, and you have to post it this month, period. So let's get on that. And today, Tom and I want to discuss the end of the year transition, touching on Jonathan Budd's message. And one of the things he said was the ITC, the tax credit, it was a blessing. There are some people that are saying, Powur better do this and Powur better do that. And Powur better get it installed, or Powur better take care of the loyal sellers and prioritize their jobs. And I'm sorry, that's coming from a place of stress and scarcity and lacking and emotions and a little immaturity, in my opinion. I'm just going to call it how I see it. For some people, not everybody. I understand that money and paying the rent and being a 1099, it's not easy. It's hard. It's scary. But why did it take a tax credit ending for us to get these customers signed up? Why did they wait till the last week of October, guys, gals? Come on. So Jonathan's message really hits on this. How you frame things matters. How you think of things matters. If you're so worried about that, go focus on your lead gen right now. Go sell some fat TPO deals with a 20-cent bonus and go make your $2,500 M1. Stop complaining. Stop being worried. Stop saying all I'm doing this week is focusing on moving my jobs forward. That's BS. That takes a few hours to do it. I mean, come on. Get off your butt and go sell some more deals. KFS, keep freaking selling. So that's what we're going to, continue to talk on. End of the year preparation, how to communicate with homeowners, how to work your pipelines, and how to communicate with corporate to escalate things, to help things move faster. So we're going to touch on that as well. Real quick, I do want to just circle back to the Monday newsletter. So please make sure to read the CEO message as always. In the CEO address, 80% of sales in November were TPO, so we're making the right steps forward. And our installs are beating our forecasted numbers, which is great. Light Reach training, the link is here. The homeowner rebate is also in this email. And now until the end of the year, if you're selling GoodLeap PPA, Q-Cell Powerwalls in Texas, California, and Hawaii, not just the biggest commissions we've seen, the best pricing to our homeowners, but we're also receiving a 20-cent per watt bonus paid at PTO. It's not margin. It's not 70%. It's none of that. It's literally 20 cents per watt. So on a 10,000 watt, 10 kW system, that's $2,000 paid at PTO, which is amazing. There's an AI assistant. I still need to get to know Paige a little bit better. Is that a guy or a girl, Tom? Hopefully it's not a binary. We'll see. I don't know.
It's AI. It is binary.
Okay, fine.
Janice
Janice said
I
it's
talked to her as if she is a female. It could be why she is more friendly with me. I don't know.
I think it's going to be a lady for me, but to each their own. So talk to Paige. Some of us are using Paige better than others. I know Jordan Shaw's using Paige quite a bit to look at all of his jobs, which is cool. And then Monday Power Hour last night we had some awesome guests as always. All right, so we just covered the 20 cent per watt bonus. Tom, you want to speak to this slide right here?
Yeah, so as we get towards the end of the year, we're not going to be able to install every project. That's a part of what Jonathan Budd's message included last night that we shared earlier. So we have good news for those customers is that they can switch from a cash or loan project that couldn't get, for whatever reason installed by the end of the year. They can switch to a lease or power purchase agreement and get $1,000 bonus. This is not coming out of commission. It's not coming out of margin. This is something that Powur is doing to make it easy for people to switch over to another finance product, most of the time from a loan to TPO with us. So as we get closer to the end of the year, if you have projects that are at risk of not being installed, you will be emailed by Powur so that you can be proactively communicating with those homeowners and switching them over to a lease or power purchase agreement.
Good tool to have. Thank you, Powur, for offering this to us. I think this will become more important in the coming weeks, and we'll circle back to utilizing this as well. As a friendly reminder, we are now in 12 states, ladies and gentlemen. I just recruited someone from Hawaii last night, and these are all the states that we are in. Friendly reminder that Powur has rolled out HDM as a pilot, a very small pilot. Only a handful of people, just in California and Nevada. Trust me, there's errors and issues and challenges, and we are figuring it all out for the masses. Fingers crossed that an upfront prepaid PPA 6-year rental to own product is more refined in the coming weeks, and fingers crossed that we get a loan to finance this product. There was a meeting on Friday with Sungage and Carlisle, and the news is it went well. So Sungage is making steps to be able to finance an upfront prepaid PPA. And if this isn't making sense, don't worry, we'll touch on it again, but it is pretty exciting to be able to take off 15, 20, 22, 25% discount off a cash product with a 6-year rent to own upfront prepaid PPA. So again, it's just a pilot. California, Nevada, good news. We're going to figure it out. Fingers crossed. For the meantime, though, obviously, GoodLeap PPA, LightReach PPA is by far the best of the best of the best. We've done many trainings on it. Why spend $40,000, $50,000, Mr. Homeowner, to save $100 a month? Check out solar as a service, solar as a subscription, save your money, and just do a PPA. So the prepaid PPA is coming soon. One other update, we were piloting standalone roofing as a sale, standalone roofing in Southern California. That pilot has been put on pause to next year. It's taking away some energy. It just doesn't make sense, to be honest. It wasn't getting much traction. And let's face it, all of us are hustlers in here. If we have someone that needs a roof, you better bet we're going to put a few solar panels and a battery on that. So the standalone roofing pilot in Southern California has been put on pause and will be revisited next year.
And I'll just mention something about this map. If you look at my Facebook page, the banner at the top of it, I have switched that to, oh, great, Jonathan's going to go over and look at it now. I've switched it to remote work. So raise your hand if you live in a state that Powur does not operate in. Me for the last, 3 years or so. So think about, that's kind of my strategy. My social media is focused on bringing people into the Powur platform to work with me, because that is not just revenue share when they, have installs, but it's leads for me as well. So just a thought for those of you, especially like if you live in a state that Powur is no longer installing in, think about how you can position that online to be a win for you and help other people as well.
Or just move.
Or just move.
I'm just kidding. All right. Okie dokie. So let's get into this ITC tax credit ending. I have some news for you. Yes, we will miss some installations. Take a breath, let that sink in. Let's figure out the game plan. Let's gather ourselves. It may happen, may or may not. So here's my advice to y'all. Plan ahead. Obviously, we have holidays. It's been pouring cats and dogs in Southern California and San Diego. The jurisdictions and cities, they'll take a week off when a holiday happens. They're not doing inspections. They're not looking at the permits. And these are things to tell customers. Hey, the city is low staffed right now. Government shutdown, whatever you want to say. And they're taking longer, and there's holidays, and there's rain. So permits are taking longer than ever. We got you in line, but there is a backlog of everyone else that's trying to do this. Inspections, they may take extra few weeks. Just because the install's done, Mr. Customer, we're in the holiday times. It gets darker earlier. There's more weather events. There's more holidays. Inspections can take a few weeks after the installation is done. Thank you for your patience. Who can you refer so I can send you $1,000 frickin' dollars? Right? We control the narrative. Some installers are already getting booked out through the end of the year. Now, Powur has a backup plan. We can utilize one to two other tactics or installers or what's called as built, installing early. We'll hear more about this on the Operations Monday Forum, December 1st or December 8th. But just be aware of these things and use the right steps. Be on top of your jobs. We're going to cover this next. Reassure your clients that we're doing everything possible and we're expediting it and prioritizing them. Let them know, worst case, we will have 1 to 2 other amazing options no matter what happens, like Jonathan Budd said in his message. That could be a PPA, Good Leap, Light Reach, a TPO option, save your $40,000. Maybe if you're in one of the states, to do a HDM upfront prepaid PPA. HDM is working on launching this in, what was it, Colorado and Illinois, I believe, by next year, Q4, Q1. So don't fret over this. We have other options or options coming depending on what you decide to do with you and your CPA, and bring the energy around it. Remember, we have the $1,000 bonus that Powur is paying. Or take out $1,000 out of your margin and give them a $2,000 bonus. Because remember, we have that 20 cent per watt bonus if you're in Cali, Texas, or Hawaii. So know all of your options. If they push back, know you have another 1,000, another 500. Powur's already giving 1,000. Give me a day or two to go talk to my manager. Let me see if I can get you a better deal. Normally, Sunrun starts people at 24 cents a kilowatt hour. I got you down to 18 cents a kilowatt hour. And maybe your commission goes up, guys. I mean, be the proficient professional and know all of these things. You control the tone and message and bring the positivity. After hearing Jonathan Budd's message and his energy, I'll sign up for whatever he's selling because it's his energy. And remember, December 1st or December 8th will be the Monday Ops Forum. Also, it's raining a lot. I just had 3 to 4 leaks over the weekend alone. Now, I've been doing this 11 years. I have 500 homeowners just at Powur alone. So it's kind of obvious that 1 to 2% of my projects will have leaks, right? I just had 3 to 4 over the weekend. How you respond, how you handle it, how you communicate. I'll get on this. We'll get someone out there. Half the time, leaks are often caused from other things in other areas, but we will get someone out there and keep them updated. How you respond matters. The fact that we're still in business helping these customers, we're often able to get out there within a day or two, even if it's just to place a tarp. So again, you control the narrative. Don't stress over this. This is a part of this business. If you haven't had leaks, you're not trying hard enough. That's the mentality that we need to have. Tom, have you had any leaks?
I've had 2 leaks in the last 5 years with Powur, so I need to try harder.
You're not selling enough, Tom. We need
That's
to
it.
up. We need to
That's
up your
it.
leaks. Up your leaks. Oh boy,
That should be an award for Powur World, his number of leaks.
I might take that award, but yeah, I mean, do the math, guys. 500 clients, 1 to 2% of my deals. That's going to be 5 to a dozen leaks at Powur for me. So anyways, someone asked in the chat, but this will be a good segue. Tom, I know you have resources around this as well. I just typed this up real quickly. Oftentimes our teammates, they want to vent a little bit. They want to be heard a little bit, and then they want to be reassured. And then I always give them these steps, right? So
yeah,
what do you do to work your projects post sale? You check your notes, you check your tickets, you check milestones, you check knowledge base. Now you can ask the AI agent. Then you could leave a ticket. And I'll always tell my team, hey, screenshot the ticket where they ignored you for more than a day or two. Because guess what? They never ignore you for more than a day or two. It may not be the answer you want, but always leave a ticket and let the team try to help. You can ask live chat. And then the next step would be scheduling a huddle with your project manager. If you still need help, reach out to your leadership. And then if you still have an escalation, I like to only include, if it's a Zendesk Powur email, only include one email in the to section of your email. You could CC other people. And then I use communication escalation at powur.com if it's an escalation.
and when you escalate a project, include the customer name and project number in the subject line, and a short, not a book, but a short, explanation about what happened and what needs to happen. So that's really helpful for everybody. And that doesn't mean that you're going to get a reply from that email that you send. So just to set expectations, it means that it's going to go to the correct people, and they are going to reply through, a ticket or some other means. They'll get back to you, right?
Yeah, I will say also, projects are moving quite fast, faster than ever. In California, there's something called Solar App Plus, and I'm noticing we're getting those approvals a lot more often these days. So jobs are moving faster than ever, in my opinion. And according to Jonathan Budd, our NPS survey scores are also higher as well. So all good news on that front. But when problems happen, if they don't happen, you're not trying hard enough. When they happen, follow these steps.
And I've had people reach out to me, sellers on the platform that are trying to get help with a project, and they want me to email somebody directly. And if I have a need to, I use communication escalation at powur.com also. There isn't some other path that I take. It gets stuff done. So encourage you to follow the process, because the process works. And that AI agent can be super helpful, because Paige has access to Powur OS, which is the operations, side of our platform that we don't get to see. So you can ask Paige questions and she sees all of the notes from the installer and layout and design, permitting, interconnection, depending on what stage the project is in. So she sees everything that you would never see in the platform. So use Paige as a resource to kind of dig into and figure out what's happening too. Good resource there.
All right, very cool. Yeah, just on a side note in the chat here, Jonathan Budd mentions this in his message, and this is always covered on the Monday operations forums once a month with the execs. But NPS, Net Promoter Score, there are some surveys sent out at certain milestones to customers. And Jonathan mentioned in his Facebook video last night that the NPS scores are higher than ever right now. So I don't really have much besides that, but that is good news that the surveys and scores are doing better than ever. If you don't know what NPS is, just Google it and you can learn all about it. Tom already beat me to it. All right, so I have one more list of updates, recommendations, how I manage my business, everyone. My 30, 40 jobs in the pipeline right now, how my assistant Ashley and I deliver the tone and message our customers. So starting from the top, setting homeowner expectations upfront for success. Literally in my slide deck that I cover with every homeowner, the last slide is next steps. It's going to go to the county. It's going to go to the city. There might be a revision. It's holidays. Edison shows up whenever they want, like Barry said earlier. You have to say all of these things to set them up for success. And doing a proper discovery, getting pictures of the main panel, asking questions about the age of the roof, knowing your stuff about electrical, will help you set them up on the front end for success and less change orders, selling a clean deal, getting additional money to sell a clean deal, all of that stuff. So if something does come up, which we know at 2 to 3 jobs out of 10, something will come up, you already got ahead of it. So scheduling site survey as soon as possible. This got faster with Powur's new updates. Get all of your docs signed, get utility bill all up front will also help you. Yes, I know it's cumbersome. Yes, I know there's tons of documents depending on where you're signing deals, and that will be improving here in the next few months. Setting scope of work order expectations or changes. Oftentimes I'll say, hey, the only thing that could happen after the survey and designs are done is this, or I don't anticipate anything to happen, or we will check the condition of the roof at the survey and keep you posted. I'll have options for you if that does come up. So always being able to set expectations up front. And then, like I mentioned, knowing how to use the homeowner rebate if needed or take from your margin. So if something comes up, and $2,000 adder. Hey, Mr. Customer, thanks for the patience. I took a few days here. There's this $3,000 thing that came up. I was able to get it down to $2,000. Here's the good news. It only changes your monthly a few dollars, or you could pay it up front. Do you want to move forward and get this going? If they push back, you know what? Let me talk to the management. Let me see what I can do. And you know that you can throw in a rebate or take a little from your margin to save the deal. Versus complaining about it, how we didn't catch this, whining to your leadership, right? So we need to be the ones to do this level of customer service. And most of you guys and gals do this already. So here's a big one I want to call out. Calling or emailing your building department, your AHJ, your city to help push on that permit. I get it. You don't want to do that. We shouldn't have to do that. But guess what? In my 10-year career, I've done this hundreds of times. So I'll give you an example. If the city of Diamond Bar has a deal and I need to sell, I need to help push a deal in Diamond Bar that has a permit, I can give them a call right there, the building division. I could even email them and I can say, can I kindly get an update on this homeowner name and address for the solar permit that's been submitted? So again, this is for the end of the year, just to help push the urgency. It's a very simple way to call or email to help push on that permit. Your installer most likely is already on top of it. So if you have your installer connection, you might want to ask them first. But it doesn't hurt to help reach out to the city. Always notify the homeowner of an update, even if there is no update, every single week. Nobody does this better than Cynthia Alvidrez. She has a whole list of follow-up updates. She takes Mondays as an office day. No meetings allowed because every Monday she updates all of her homeowners, and you always ask for referrals whenever you give them updates as well. Getting the homeowner to use the My Powur app. I always say, if you sign up with me, you get me every step of the way. You get a project manager at Powur, you get a fancy app, and you get email updates at every turn. That's what you get when you go with me and you go with Powur. And you shouldn't go with a small local installer because there's going to be more companies going bankrupt with this tax credit ending. Sign up today. So know that always a few days will go by no matter what happens. Revisions, design changes, whatever it is. It will take a few days. So set expectations accordingly. Hey, Mr. Homeowner, I'll have an update for you by Monday. I'll have an update for you by Friday. And then we're going to update them Wednesday or Thursday, right? So again, this is how I run my business and how I believe a professional sales consultant should act for success. Be courteous, be positive, be respectful and constructive. I know reactions happen, stress happens, but I'll tell you, the corporate team is equally as beat up as we are. They haven't got bonuses or raises. A third to 2/3 of them have been let go. The whole industry has been in a hardship the last year or two. So be courteous, be positive, be respectful, be constructive to them. They're trying to do their best, and they're working with a few things that might be challenging for them as well. So that's kind of some of my recommendations on pipeline. Tom, if you have anything to add or any resources or things in the chat, let's go ahead and keep the conversation going. If you have questions,
Good stuff.
anyone,
Good
please
stuff.
type in the chat too.
Yeah. I'll add also, if you've never seen it before in your project, you can actually send the My Powur app to your customer.
Let's take a look where to find that. Boom. So
There
under
you
the
go.
summary page, My Powur app, send link to homeowner. Very cool. He hasn't signed up yet, so I won't do it, but yeah.
I mean, you can even do it as a part of your pre-sales process, so that, after you do your discovery call, you can set up, hey, I'm going to send you a link to our mobile app, and then we'll kind of walk through it as a part of your proposal as well, just to know how we're going to be communicating with you through the process from point of sale to install to permission to operate from the utility.
Yeah, and I believe the My Powur, we'll have to. It's in the app stores. On
Yeah, it's on
iOS.
Apple and on Google.
Yeah, good advice there.
And I link to both of those apps in my follow-up email after a proposal, so that the homeowner can even download the My Powur app from that point.
Very cool. Also, 2 or 3 other updates, just as a reminder for some of us on here. Let me pull up a project for us. But hopefully you guys and gals are going into assets and there's the new link under assets where you can access some new things here. So it's called Ops Drop Assets. I'm going to click that.
I want to thank the person that recommended this.
I don't see the closeout packet, but there are, oh, it's right there.
There it
Okay,
is,
cool.
right there.
So check this out, y'all. After 2 years of me asking for this, we've got the site survey report here. So you can go in and check the electrical pictures. You could check the roof pictures, the roof quality. So after a job is sold, the installer uploads this within a few days, and you can start to get your eyes on it. You know, maybe the paper under the tiles is bad. Maybe you need to send the homeowner a picture of it just to plant the seed. Hey, give me a week, but I just want to share with you what I'm seeing. So you can access all of this stuff, site survey, and then installation. I want to share with you what my assistant and I do, and I've been doing this for 10 years. After an installation is done, I will take 3 to 4 pictures of their solar or battery. These pretty pictures. You may have to crop them or turn them upside down or whatever have you. And I will send them to the homeowner. Wow, congrats. It looks great. Do you have any pictures you want to share? Here's 2 pictures I have. I'm not telling you what to do, Mr. Homeowner, but if you post them on your social media, share them with friends, family, neighbors, I want to send you $1,000 checks. Can you post some of these online and share how excited you are? So this is what I do on every single project, right? And so I highly encourage you to use this new resource. And then lastly, there is something called Closeout Packet. We never had access to this before, but it's a beautiful packet that Powur puts together that has the warranty, permits, inspections, design plans, or warranty sheets as well. So it has the permit here for their records. It has some of the spec sheets on the equipment. And then as we scroll down, it normally has even structural engineering stamps, certificates, when the city approved it or when the inspection happened as well. So really nice to have to keep track of for the customer that we provide and what warranties they have. And honestly, I really haven't seen a company provide a kind of a cool closeout packet like this before. So this is also in there, and Powur sends this to the customer as well. And then lastly, you know, when a customer goes with me, I'm not just going to be here through installation. I'm going to be with you for months and years after. I need to teach you how to use the Tesla app. We're going to Zoom. We're going to check your battery settings and your Edison bill months after the install. I'm going to have to coach you how to use your electric vehicle, run the AC when the sun is out versus the battery storage. And I'm going to be with you every step of the way. And that's what you get when you sign up with me. So that is what I have for you for end of the year pipeline management communication. I hope some of that was helpful. There were some takeaways there, and we have all the promotions and tools, leadership and company to crush it and make some huge margins and help customers save money with bonuses, rebate checks at every turn right now. So it's just up to us to get after the lead gen and manage our pipelines for success. Any closing thoughts here, Tom?
No, I think that you know, to summarize what we've been talking about today is, you know, when you sign a project, you're not done. And the reason you're not done is because you want to stay in touch and educate and inform, you know, your customer, not just through the install process up to PTO, but, you know, but for years afterwards, because, you know, those referrals are going to be your lowest cost of acquisition for new business, you know, money wise and time wise. It just pays so many dividends, you know, for a customer to be referring you, years later, unless you're just in this to, make a quick buck and then you're going to move on to another industry, but, a lot of us, there's a lot of runway left in the solar industry, and I'm not going anywhere. And this is how you build a solid business and help a lot of people and make a big impact in your part of the world, or wherever you want to sell in. This is how you do it.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, and Thanksgiving's coming up, y'all. So do you have an email and text ready to go to every single lead and installed client in your database for Thanksgiving that you're thankful for them? I just put my Halloween script into the chat. Almost 1,000 people got my script. Happy Halloween, Richard. Good thing you won't be spooked by your electric bill this year. Hope you have a safe and sweet Halloween. So get your Thanksgiving scripts ready, your emails, your text blasts. Again, not to toot my horn, but this is business 101. This is what I've been doing for 10 years. If you're not doing these simple things, like, you got to try harder. And this will lead to a fruitful referral-based business and professional. So thank you, everybody, for showing up today. It really means a lot when you show up to these trainings, and we prepare value for you. We've got other speakers coming up, end of year planning, some guest speakers, success story shares. So it really does mean a lot when you show up. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording for now and then post it on YouTube. We can hang around for any questions that you guys might have. Thank you, everybody.